Okay, hi everyone. In today's episode, I want to answer the question: is your life really not interesting enough to write about? Right. So the question is, for most of us, our life is just boring, right? And that's what we think, right? We're like, oh, there's nothing so special about my life, so there's really nothing for me to write about in my life, right? I probably should be doing something else, but not writing, because there's nothing for me to talk about. There's nothing that's going to be exciting, right? The first thing I'll say is that the job of the writer is to make the ordinary seem extraordinary. Most of the works, the best of works in the fiction, in writing, stories of ordinary people, stories of everyday life, right? I still remember the story of the Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway, where he talks about a fisherman trying to catch fish, right? That's basic. There's really nothing special about that, right? But the man is even with each attempt, it seems like he just cannot succeed, right? That itself is a story. But then it's ordinary, right? And for us, most of our life, it's so familiar to us that we see it's so ordinary that there's nothing so special about it. And so because of that, we cannot really create anything from it. We cannot really write anything from it. Okay. So first of all, I want to say that you have you have experience and your life is interesting in a way. But the question is, you just have to change your perspective. So first of all, the thing is, great stories often come from ordinary lives. A lot of stories that you read, they are ordinary, like except a couple having war and things happening, but a lot of things are ordinary people just living their ordinary life, right? It's not about what happens to you, but how you perceive and interpret events, right? Your specific combination of experiences is unique and valuable. That's what makes you. Like, it's different. Everybody have different stories. Two people could go through the same thing, but the experience is just different, right? And your specific combination of experience is unique and valuable. There are a lot of stories that about ordinary things and ordinary lives happening and all that. The thing is, how do we get to gather these ideas? How do we get to gather this feedback and every other thing from the story and from lives and of people and all that? So the question is simple. There are a couple of practical advice that I would suggest that you use. So the first one is keep a daily journal where you track your days and you see what happens. And I try and for the thing is for that journal, try to find the story in the day. Like, it could be a flash, it could be something happened. You're trying to catch up a bus, but the bus broke down and something like that. Yeah. Just the thing is, once you start looking for the story, you'll find it. The reason why you can't find it now is because you're not looking, right? Once you start looking for it, you find it, and just keep a journal and you just write it. Make sure you write down something, and over time you get a list of so much ideas and things that happened in your life that you're like, dude, I'm a star. I'm so much interesting, right? The next thing is you want to practice people watching and imagine stories behind strangers, right? So you look at people, and for me, when I see people, the first thing I'm always thinking is, what is the story behind this face, this beautiful face, this ugly face? This be smile. What are they hiding? What are the pain, the struggles they've gone through? What are the deception? What are the things that happen in their life? What's the evil? What's the secret, the dark secret that these people don't want you to know, right? I look at them strangers and I'm like, wow. And I'm just imagining what is the story behind this person. And over time of talking and speaking with people, I know that there's stories. But when it comes to myself, I'm like, there's nothing really special about me. My life is just ordinary. There's nothing really going on here, right? But other person, I'm only seeing stories in other people's life. Yeah, but practice people right, and ask questions like, what's your story? What's this stuff? And people just get talking, and you're like, wow, 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 wow. Okay. The next thing is you're gonna explore your family history and cultural background. Yeah. The thing is that once you live life, there's a story. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a story. It's your story, kind of, even if it's not exactly your story, but it's your family history and background. And you see your dad, your grandpa, story, he walked in the war and stuff like that. And you can create a fictional character from that and create a story from that, right? So the next thing is, you want to analyze emotional responses to everyday situations. How does these situations, ordinary situations, make us feel? Make us hate our life? Make us feel depressed? Make us feel like, oh, this is the end of it? And from there, you create a story from that. Okay, so here I saw this guy. This was the quote I was meaning to bring up. I just forgot the guy's name. He said Flannery O'Connor once said that anybody who has survived his childhood has enough information about life to last him the rest of his days. Yeah. So don't say your life is not interesting. Just say that you have not been looking at it well. So when you start looking at it well, you see interesting things. So this episode is going to be short. Yeah, kind of. So the listener challenge I have for you is your writing challenge for today is to choose the most boring object in your room and write a 100-word story about his secret life or hidden history. It could be a cup. Like, what is the history of the cup? What are the secrets the cup has listened to? Stuff like that. It could be a mic. what will happen to the mic? How would the mic, survive a lot of things? Would it be that the mic was present when you started it all, but when we made it, you forgot about the mic? Just saying. It's a terrible story idea, but you get the gist. A lot of ordinary objects that are in our lives, but yet they witness a lot of things that happen over time. There are a lot of ordinary objects in our life that we inherited from our parents. I wouldn't really say we inherited, but yeah, like that suit that your dad gave to you, what the suit has witnessed, has listened to, has gone through, and how it has survived the years, and now you hope to give it to your son too. I'm just kidding. You get the idea. There are a lot of stories and a lot of ideas around that you could work with. Write 100 story about it's a 100 word story about secret life or hidden history. Yeah, that's it. So I do hope that this episode was of value to you. My name is Oyemechino Akonam, and if you want to follow along with my writing journey progress, you can join my newsletter at bewriting.com/newsletter, and yeah, or click in the link in the show notes or description. If you found this episode valuable, subscribe, follow, or leave a review. Let me know how, because from the review I'll get to know what you want, what you like, and what you love about podcast, and how I can make it better for you. Right? I've been your host, Oyemechino Akonam, and you've been listening to the Build Writing Podcast. And until next time, keep writing.